4K quality. No more sketchy screen. You get to see me in the highest quality possible. First time we did a live stream on the new phone. And it got me looking into space. But I'm looking right at the phone. Damn it, where am I supposed to look at? Hit the like button coming through the door. Woo. That's right, hit the like button coming through the door. That's right, first video with the new phone. The new phone said let's get it on. So that's what we gonna do. Yep, I've stepped into the new century. Now, yeah, I just watched the Cavs game. And, man, they got some good games coming up. This is a good lineup today. But, yeah, video's clear as can be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Got the new phone. I hate the fact I had to, and it took all day to get it. But yeah, it was crazy. That Cavs game was nuts. But let's get to why we're here. Tony Buzbee. Tony Buzbee, my goodness. See, this is why this needs to be stated. Because most people don't seem to understand the situation at hand. Tony Buzbee just got away and was getting away with a lot. Now all the dirt he's been doing is being dug up. All the worms that was under the ground is being dug up. This guy was having lunch with judges that put Tony on the case for like 20-something people. Like all his past deeds are coming back up. They're digging up all the worms when they come with Tony Buzbee. And he ain't gonna be able to get himself out of this. Now, all of his practices that he's been doing, he's had cases that he didn't work in New York. He's not even licensed. He should do. It's so unpractical the way he was filing this petition so that he could be allowed to try in New York. The way he did it was so underhandedly criminal. They were like, that's why New York denied him. They said, no, we're denying your motion because you tried to be sneaky about doing it. And now you want to get some New York lawyers that Trump then gave you to come in here and they worked with Trump to try to come in here. And that's the bad thing for you, buddy. You trying to get something done in New York and you got Trump lawyers? Oh, you done already screwed yourself, Buzbee. They don't want to see that at all. That ain't gonna win you no favors. They don't care if he's the president. That's New York. For the peeps that don't know who Tony Buzbee is, he's the 1-800 lawyer who's in there in Texas, out of Houston, Texas, former Marine, who's out here trying Diddy and got all these 120-some cases and had a case where Jay-Z was added to the case, tried to shake Jay-Z down, and Jay-Z wasn't paying him a dime. I already told people that. He ain't gonna pay for this fraudulent-ass case. And all these people on YouTube keep running behind this damn false story, and they've been running behind Tony Buzbee for so long. They sitting over here running behind this ambulance chaser, and I'm like, do y'all realize if Jay-Z ever go down, it will never be to a guy like that? That's like the Eagle insurance man. I'm like, come on, man. Like, no, stop. I don't know if y'all remember Eagle Insurance. If you're in Chicago, you know. where they hired them strippers to be in the video. Oh, look at those low rates. They got the two strippers up there and like nothing. They holding 2 eggs by their boobs. Ooh, look at those low rates. They used to come on late at night. Eagle Insurance. People be like, you know what? I'm gonna try Eagle out. They got hoes. That's kind of like how Tony Buzbee is. You know, he's the scummy lawyer, you know, in the situation. You look at him and you just see the scum of the earth. And that's how he basically, you know, went about. Now he's going to deal with professional scum of the earth. You know, you got Alex Spiro. That's a professional scum of the earth. He's going to show you what the higher upper scale lawyers will do. And you want to battle them? No problem. Those New York lawyers that they got under the Spiro team, they finna show you what it really means. You low level to them. And you're gonna learn a lesson. Don't mess. You're gonna end up, I'm telling you, his practice is gonna be like Conrad Murray by the time they through with him. They got him lined up. This ain't got nothing to do with Diddy. This because you mentioned Jay. Diddy is going to be happy because it's all going to benefit him. So all those cases that they wanted to use in New York that he was going to try, he's going to try to refile, but he's going to have to put the denial letter in there because of the practices he did. So when he refiled, they're going to have to read that letter. And that letter was harsh. Using deceptive practices when you did it. See, this kind of reminds me of my situation I had with Gilbert Arenas. When he was talking about putting a cease and desist on us and talking about suing us and all this stuff. So, you know, naturally, I'm trying to figure out if this thing is real. Because he really was going out to Kwame. He had nothing to really do with me, but he going to attach me to it. So I said, okay, well, you want to do that? I spoke to his lawyer, and I said, all right, you know what? Now you got to talk to my lawyer. Because this guy's stupid. He was about as dumb as Gilbert Arenas. So I said, okay, I can't talk to him. You, from now on, you talk to my lawyer. I don't even want to speak to you no more. So he ended up talking with my lawyer. And all they did was talking. My lawyer's like, this guy's a waste of time. But if it comes down to a case, like he tried to sue me, and we got to go to court for this and this whole process, I knew exactly what to do. I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Like my lawyer says, he's like, I can't practice law in California. So I got a guy in California that's going to represent you. If it ever had to come to a situation, I got a guy I work with in California. And he was like, from what me and this guy has been talking about, this situation isn't going anywhere. Like, you're not going to have to worry about it. They're not filing. Like, he's like, this guy's just bluffing. I don't know what's his problem, but he's like, no lawyer talks the way he talks. He's like, it's unpractical. I had to check to see what this guy real. That's how ridiculous Gilbert Arenas' lawyer was. My lawyer had to check to make sure he was really a lawyer. Because he says no lawyer sits there and says those words. I guarantee we gonna win. No lawyer says no stupid like that. He's like, we say a good chances, no problem. We never say there's 100% chance that we're gonna win. We don't ever say anything like that in the law. He's like, that's why he's like, are you sure you a lawyer? Like, he wanted more information on him. He couldn't believe that guy was a lawyer. And then he looked him up and said, oh, he's a lawyer. But he's like, he's not big time like he's trying to make himself out to be. He's like, oh my gosh, this guy is he's like, I can't even believe an NBA player, a former NBA player, would let this guy represent them. Like, where did he find this guy? I'm like, that's the kind of guy Gilbert Arenas attracts. But as you can see, he didn't have a license to practice in California, my lawyer. So he has somebody in California who will argue the case for me, a California lawyer, that he would assign the case, and then they work together, if it's vice versa. But then he would have to get a Gilbert. It was up to Gil. Are you gonna get the process server? You come serve me. Send him on down. Gil gonna have to pay for that out of pocket. When Gil is too cheap to pay for some processing lawyer. So that didn't happen. So what Tony Buzbee tried to do was get a legal proceeding put in place that would allow him, for special circumstances, to represent and try a case in New York without having a New York license. Now instead of going to get the New York license, now it's too late. He wanted to put that petition in so that he could do that, where he could have a New York lawyer come in, and then he'll be there to try the case, because of course he wants to be there to try the case, because he wants the attention. He wants all of the glam and all of the lights and all this attention. That's what he wants. He wants all of that to go his way. So he put it all in motion. It's good news and bad news, because once you go down that route, you've already put yourself in a bad predicament. And unfortunately for him, things went left. Yes, they went left, and they went left pretty fast. So I wanted to understand why the scenarios changed and why people didn't understand that as long as this case went and all the damage is done, him dropping the case wasn't going to mean anything. Jay-Z dropped the sanctions. What he dropped the sanctions for? It's no need to sanction him for what you're about to do, because the case is finna get dismissed. So there's no need for it to be any sanctions. All the other sanctions is finna come with this other massive lawsuit against Tony Buzbee, and he still got lawsuits pending. His cases against him are still pending. You gotta remember, he's got a former lover that he had. She's claiming he gave her a sexual transmitted disease, and not only that, he stole her money that he supposedly got her in a lawsuit. Then he has other people claiming illegal practices on how he was able to obtain the financial wealth and money from everything that he was doing. So if you know all of these different things about him, then you would understand it's a lot different than what has been presented in front of you. Right, everybody walking around on YouTube propping this dude up like he's some sort of hero. Tony Buzbee knows what he's doing. That's teaser tales. Boy, I swear, babe, you are too fine to be letting this stuff go wrong. You make yourself look ugly with this stuff. This Tony Buzbee crap you pulling. So he's got to defend himself in court. So Tony Buzbee spending all of his money going to court, getting ready for trial. All of the money he's spending, he's hemorrhaging a lot of cash, filing a lot of papers, and he's going to represent himself. And this is crazy because he's got so many fights on his hands. He's not even looking at the Jay-Z and Beyonce, distress lawsuit he finna have to pay. That's gonna start over 20 million. Over 20 million. Jay said he lost over $20 million in deals once this was brought to the forefront. He said once they brought this to the forefront, I lost 20 million in deals. And we ain't talking about the anguish of the kids, the pain and suffering, Beyonce, the kids, Jay himself. Buzbee, man, he barked up the wrong tree. And he gonna have to start saying who really sent them. Everything. He gonna have to give up the ghost. See, he wanted to be famous. He wanted attention. He just got it in the wrong way. Well, that's people's fault. Okay, people's come up with that. Now, when people get their own estimations and all that, that's why I blame people for that. People put themselves in that predicament. Tony Buzbee is not a good guy, okay? Just because he going at the guy y'all think is so guilty. Most of these people are doing it for hits and views. They can care either way about Tony, Buzbee, Diddy, the whole thing. Long as it's getting them views, they don't care about right and wrong or justice. We just saw a black man get released after being in prison for 29 years. 29 years he was in jail. Went in at 16. They had no physical evidence. They had no credible witnesses. Nothing. And they still locked him up for 29 years. He just got out of jail. He wasn't bitter or mad. He was just happy to be released. Because he never thought he was getting out of jail. He just kept fighting, kept the belief, and kept his hopes up. And for people like that to have to see something as wrongful as what they did to Diddy, locking him up when you know it has nothing to do with these cases and he's actually innocent. And once the evidence was provided, none of the rumors that they came up with is in the evidence. None of it. And you have two uncredible witnesses that you just added as victim 2 and 3. A superseding indictment to bring in 2 sex workers. This is unprecedented in a trial of this magnitude. You've never seen an arrest docket look that thin. Okay, that's another thing. I've saw a civil lawsuit with more pages. Okay, I've seen a civil lawsuit. Jay-Z's lawsuit that he had together was like 50-something damn pages. This whole thing is crazy. These people riding with Tony Buzbee, they don't even know what the hell they riding to, riding from, riding for. I'm like, what are you riding for? Like, what does he even represent? Nothing. All he's talking about is his bottom line. We've seen these guys before. They come and they go. He's getting his 5 minutes of fame. He got the show himself on TV, but he's an ambulance chasing 1-800-lawyer. So I hope Jay-Z and his law firm tear him to shreds, because you lied, and that lady was lying, and y'all knew she was lying. Y'all didn't vet her, and she's trying to tear down Jay-Z. And well, I'm not a big Jay-Z is innocent of everything. I don't like a lot of the things that he do. And I just know that this black man is innocent of what they're trying to charge him with. And I'm like, I ain't cool with y'all attacking a black man and trying to tear him down when y'all don't even know what he's been going through. And y'all doing Diddy like that, because believe me, if they could do it to the biggest names in the game, what's gonna stop them from doing it to your ass? Absolutely nothing. Hit the like button for that. So if y'all won't even fight for y'all own brothers that's getting locked up, that's great for them. They love that. They be like, all we got to do is get them some money and highlight the ones that's saying what we want them to say. You talking about the bad about Diddy, we like it. You start talking good about Diddy, oh, you got to go. Everybody wants to get hits and views. It's cool. Nobody gets mad if somebody gets views. That's cool. It's a blessing, but it's what you getting the views for that matters. If you didn't compromise your integrity to do it, then we understand. But some people are just weirdos, and I would never understand that, but a lot of them are just absolute effing weirdos. Oh, man. Now you slept wrong? That's what I did last night. I don't even remember going to sleep. That's how crazy. That's how you know you tired. But anyway, let me get out here in this cold weather and get it together. So this marks the first live stream video on the new phone. Straight 4K, 8K, whatever they calling it today. The only K you need to know is Carcino's back. Not gonna try to stream from this phone completely, because I still don't know how to work all this that's on this phone. That just gives me too much more stuff I have to do and add it to my plate. So God bless. I'm out. Hit the like button, and don't forget to go to the Patreon. We got some good, funny stuff up there for you. Check it out.